You see it, Elsa?
Yes, I started a recording. So welcome everybody, and let me share my screen. Okay. So we are here today to talk about the bee competitions that happen every year. And specifically, we are here to talk about the bee competitions that are organized by IAC, which is a pretty well-known organization. IAC is International Academic Competitions. And they organize Geography Bee, History Bee, and Science Bee. And then once you qualify for in those, then you also they also organize academic bee, which is more of a generic bee competition for kids who are interested in all subjects. So can everybody hear me okay?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So today, thanks to Synnet and our wonderful PTA President Tina, we have umpteen number of programs for kids and options and choices. I mean, it is so heartwarming to see so many programs at Synnet, and a big thanks to Tina for really taking the leadership, putting in so many hours and bringing in all the enthusiasm from various parents and putting them together. What we are here specifically is for the Geography Bee at Synnet. And also this year we are starting the Science Bee practice sessions. Sorry, we are here to provide the information on Geography Bee and Science Bee. So what is Geography Bee? It's a worldwide geographic quiz competition. Quiz competitions are a great way for kids to be engaged in something and learn in a very fun and somewhat competitive way. It keeps kids motivated for a longer period, and there are umpteen researches done on this, and then it helps expand the brain capacity for kids. What IAC did was, so there were quiz competitions before, but mostly middle school onwards. What IAC did was they recognized that, hey, there's a void. And so they opened up various kids competitions, the bees, quiz competitions for elementary level. And it's worldwide. They have so many locations in Asia, Europe, South America, everywhere. They have generally a similar format. And also sometimes those kids come into the competitions here in the United States as well. When we go, when they have the nationals program here in the US, it's there's also a small percentage of kids who don't have access to nationals in their country, but have qualified for the nationals. They come here and compete. And then they also, the IAC also has an international competition specifically for the international crowd. There too, majority of the kids still are from United States, but kids from all over the world come for these competitions. What I will do is I have a quick short presentation. I'll go over that, and then I want to leave a lot of time for Q&A. So whatever questions you have, please hold on to them till the end. The most recent international was held in July of 2022. So there's also a separate competition with more of an applied geographic knowledge, which they call it the Geography Championship, which is more of a return exam. But just talking about it here, it confuses more people than it would be useful. So when we get there, again, we will have another info session for kids who are there. They have to qualify for this competition. So IAC has the same process of qualification for all of their Bs, which is ScienceBee, GeographyBee, and HistoryBee. So this information that I'm sharing here is for all Bs. My goal today is to say, okay, these are the Bs that exist, and these are the avenues for y'all to know about it, and also to kind of provide a preliminary education on the registration process, on how to get into these competitions and what to do. So what happens is IAC, again, the process is the same. They have an online written exam, which is a multiple choice question. Multiple choice, I think it's like 100 questions you have to answer. I don't remember the details, but they call it the online regional qualifying exam. So ORQE is what it is for short. These ORQEs are typically pretty simple. So you log in, and then you write these exams, and immediately this year you will get to know whether you have qualified for the next step or not. So the results from these ORQEs will be used to determine who qualified for the regional finals. ORQEs, the dates, when can you take these exams? They have already opened. And it will remain open until they say late in the season, which is generally when the nationals start happening, either end of March or April. So they haven't said when they will close the ORQE, but right now the notification we have is just that ORQEs will be open until late in the season. So my guess is even beyond April, it probably would be open. What is our website to go to register for this exam? So here is the link, and this link, we will upload it into the PTA website for GeoBee. So y'all can go and click here, and then it'll take you to the registration page. So what parents need to do is they need to register for an account using their email ID. And if you have more than one child, you can use your same email ID. And in that, you provide your child's email ID as well. And I heard somebody speak. Okay. So in that, you provide your child's email ID as well. And once you do that, and they'll give in big banners saying, note down your player ID. This player ID is actually important. So please do note it down and save it somewhere, because this is the ID that they will identify you with the entire process. And as soon as you submit your ORQE, so then the student goes in, signs, and they take the exam. in your house, online. It's mostly honor system. And I think they have, I remember reading somewhere, you can take it up to 3 times. Maybe not for the ORQE. I don't know how many times you can take the ORQE, maybe so, but you can take the ORQE when you feel ready, and you will get to know the score right away. There's no cost for ORQE. And so I encourage all kids to take ORQEs for all 3 subjects. So when you go into the portal, you can choose what ORQE you're going to take for. Is it Science B? Is it History B? Is it Geography B? So just to get a feel for it, take all the exams. So once you get your email, then what you will see is whether you qualified for the regional finals or not. Regional final season begins in October. What's really good this year is they have more than 1 regionals that you can compete in. They said you can compete in a max of 3 regional finals. And you can use all those opportunities to qualify for the next stage. So registration for the regional finals, you'll find it in this PPT. And also they said they will send it in the notification email that they'll send you. You can go from there. Online event dates are announced, and in-person event dates are not announced yet. They already have 3 online events. Those dates are announced. You'll find them on the website. In-person is a lot more fun. So definitely, I would say that's definitely a big experience in itself. So it would be good if you can go to in-person events. And last year they had it at Stratford and Fremont, so it's pretty close by. It's generally like on a Saturday or a Sunday. The only thing is these are all-day events, and so if your child is qualified for science and history and geography, then the day gets pretty intense. It's a whole day of competition, but the kids don't feel it at all. I mean, they are so charged up and so motivated during the entire competition. So yeah, it's a good experience. For a registration ORT, okay, so the registration fees is $40 per student for regional finals. Kids can compete up to 3 times. Best scores will be taken. So I would say, just for experience, if you qualify, do an online regional, and then save your other 2 chances for in-person events. So yeah. So what happens after you do good in regional finals? Then is the national championship. This year, what they're doing is there's a big push for a bigger crowd to participate at the nationals. The regional events, I think it would probably not be that hard. Like if your child gives a little bit of a try, then I think they should be able to qualify for the nationals. And that would be a big thing for your child. So, and that's why this year they're expanding the regional qualification criteria by having more than 1 regional finals. So that way they're expecting a bigger pie. When you go to the nationals, they also have something called as academic B, and they have something called as bowl. So always a B event is an individual event and a bowl event is a team event. So the team once, so for GeoBee, they determine the team, and they based on your seedings in the nationals, then they determine the team, and you get to compete as the team, and that gets very exciting also. The other thing that would happen at nationals is it opens them up for academic B. Say you're really good in literature, say you're really good in mythology or religion or any other subject on earth, you name it, space, anything, including but not limited to math, science, history. There is something called as academic B, and that that's offered only at nationals. Then they also have the national championship exams. So what happens is at nationals, it's not just the B event that happens, but they'll have a ton of written exams. And each of it will have its own category for awards. And when I say category for that particular event, and also your age category. So all of your categories will have awards. All of your age categories will have awards. Fourth grade to kindergarten to fourth grade is clubbed as one. Fifth grade is clubbed as one. Sixth grade is clubbed as one category. Seventh grade is one. And then I believe eighth grade onwards, they consider it as varsity, or maybe it is ninth grade onwards, it's a high school. I think ninth grade onwards, it is probably high school. So they probably have an eighth grade division also. Last year, fifth grade and under was one category. So it was pretty hard for the kindergartners and the first graders to compete. But you know, it is so impressive. It is pretty impressive to see how much a first grader and second grader and a kindergartner can know. And add that fraction of a second, buzz in your answer and then say your answer. So yeah, that's so don't think your child is too young to learn and compete in these competitions. So that was the age group category. And then we also have the exams category, right? So the written exams, you will have historical geography category. You will have East Asian geography B category. You will have women's history B category. So if you are interested in any particular subject or know about any particular subject, guaranteed you guaranteed that you would have an avenue to showcase that skill. So yeah, that's pretty good about IAC. So the National Geography Championships, what happens is they have that every other year. So last year they had the international event. So next year it's going to be in Ecuador. So this year they won't have it. The next event will be in 2024. Now, what is Synod PTA planning to do to help the kids? We are planning 3 prep sessions. Last year also, I believe we had 3 prep sessions at the Synod Den. This year, we're planning to have one on October 6th and most likely November 8th. And then maybe December or January, I'm going to be traveling. So if there's somebody else who can volunteer and take over, then maybe we'll do it in December or January. So October 6th, why October 6th? Because that's the starting of regional finals. If kids are ready with their ORQEs and they want to do participate in the regional finals, which is, I believe the first one is October 22nd, 23rd weekend. So then it would give them a good opportunity to practice.
I'm going to still.
And this year we have actual buzzers, and I can bring them for the practice. Last year in our practices, we used flags, we used hand raising, and we did our best. It worked out beautifully. This year, I think it's going to replicate actual competition. So
Padma, you can mute you are the host, you can mute the other people.
That's right. Where is, oh yeah, here. No, I don't think I can see that. Okay. Do you all know quickly where I can find the mute category? Swati, are you still there?
Yeah, Padma.
Do you see the mute category? I don't know if I have permission.
But I see everybody is muted right now, so I don't know. We don't have anybody to mute now.
Okay, yeah, because I'm not seeing that mute all, maybe because I'm the co-host. Okay, anyway, so coming back, we plan to, what was I saying? We have buzzers, so kids will be excited. They can actually buzz in when they know the answer. So it'll be a good thing. And why in this info session, even though everything is same for History B, Science B, and Geography B in terms of registration and competition dates, why we call it only GeoBee and ScienceBee is because we don't plan to conduct practice sessions for History B. I don't have expertise, but if there's any parent who is willing to help out or willing to conduct, I can definitely show what to do and tell, and yeah, they can help conduct the History B. So we will have Science B. Manika has volunteered to conduct the Science B sessions, and I'll be doing the GeoBee sessions. So that'll be good. Next, this is a lot of information, especially for new parents who have not gone through this before. IAC competition, info at IA competitions is a good place to email them first. And so the other thing I want to warn y'all is their website is extremely chaotic. We have raised this issue multiple times, and they say they have been working on the new website and regrouping everything. And as a result of that, their website keeps getting worse because I don't think they're putting efforts to clean up everything and yeah, put out all, have it all organized and connected. So if you are feeling lost, come to the PTA website and use those links to register. There is something called as sponsor ID. You don't need that this year. You can directly go to take exam. You will not be taking exam, even though if you click take exam. So anyway, but you will, and based on my experience, you will feel lost. So write an email to info@iacompetitions.com first. And they are pretty good at responding. Sometimes if they're in between competitions, then they take a couple of days. So give yourself extra time to get answers. Do your registrations ahead of time before you have your child actually take that exam. Keep all the information ready for the date when the child is actually going to take the exam. write to them. And even after a couple of days, if you have not heard back, and if your child's date of taking the exam, which you have decided, you can take that anytime, morning, night, weekend, daytime, anytime. They don't say this is the day, but if that's the day that's working for you and your schedule and that day is coming up, then write to ScienceBee course. The reason I say this as second option is we at PTA, we all have jobs, day jobs, we have limited bandwidths, we are not on top of emails, we have thousands of WhatsApp messages that we are following up and other activities, kids schedule, everything, it gets crazy. So we will definitely help. And at least for the next couple of months, we plan to check this email at least once a week. And we will, and if we see that there is a lot of emails coming up, then probably we'll choose to have one more info session, which would help, one more like a Q&A session to help out. So if you need actual response and it is indeed you are stuck, then please put urgent in your email ID. That way we will we will make it a point to address that email first. But there is a sign up sheet here for practice sessions for the kids for those dates that I had specified for at Synod. So if you're interested, then please put your names here. I have asked for email ID and WhatsApp. A lot of times WhatsApp is easier. Between our cohorts, we may have time, we may find somebody to own the WhatsApp group and the responses, but if not, then it would be great if one of you can volunteer for that. I expect a lot of messages to be, okay, today is the session or what time, those kind of messages, but in the beginning, there might be a few messages. What we will need help with is mainly take the sign up sheet numbers and create a group. So that's about it. So if you can volunteer, please in front of your name, say you can own a WhatsApp group task. And useful resources for Geography B and ScienceBee. The IAC website, another good thing about IAC is they have a lot of resources on their website. Every year's questions, toss-ups, we call it a packet. What is a packet? A packet is the number of questions, 25 or 30 or 20, depending on your age category. Questions that will be read to in a round, in a competition. And it depends on the competition and the number of participants in a competition. You can have 5 rounds or 3 rounds or 8 rounds. They just want to bring down the team number to a certain number before they get to the final rounds, the quarterfinals, the semifinals, and the finals. So these packets that happen in each round, those are made public and you don't have to pay for these. So you can download it from the website and you can practice with your child at home. You can see what they are, what they look like. They have practice material for GeoBee, ScienceBee, HistoryBee, AcademicBee, all the disciplines. And I believe they also have the exam questions, which is the USGC exams and what was that? The small written exam questions on the website. Same thing for science. On the PTA B website, we will upload this PPT and also the recording of this. So you can also come back and listen to the recording. Some other useful resources from a Geography B standpoint is the Nat Geo Kids US Atlas and the Kids World Atlas. These are Bibles. So we have found it extremely useful. Very small books. You can easily carry them around. Actually, let me show you. So this is, I need two hands. This is, this is the World National Geographic World Atlas, but it's huge, bulky. It has every single island, the minutest of minute dot that you can think of in there. And when, why I mentioned this is when you search up, this comes up also. This is like a $200, whereas the Kids US Atlas is less expensive, like a $20, $25 most, maybe not even that much. So pick the Kids US Atlas. And then Geography B books by Ram Iyer. So a little bit history on the Geography B itself. What has traditionally happened is National Geographic used to conduct Geography B. And that was pretty well-known program. But unfortunately, during COVID times, they discontinued and eventually stopped the entire program, which was such a sad thing. But thanks to IAC, they have picked it up. But the formats on both of these quizzes was very different. So Geography B books by Ram Iyer caters more to the Nat Geo format of quizzing. IAC is, there's more analytics. I really like the IAC questions better than the Nat Geo better. There is a lot more analytics that you have to use to come up with the answer. Even in, there's more of applied geography. You have to know the current events. Where did Queen Victoria, Queen Elizabeth II, where did she die? So there would be an n number of hints that will eventually lead to the answer of Scotland. But in Ram Iyer's book, it'll say, it'll have the verbatim, where did Queen Elizabeth II die? But took her final breath. But it's still valuable when you are learning the basics of geography, because then it'll help you remember, where is Atlanta? Is it, no, it's the capital city of what? Where is Coca-Cola located? Where is Boeing located? So those kind of questions will be in Ram Iyer's book. There's also the good old Nat GeoBee official guide, which is very similar to Ram Iyer's books. For science, I personally we have not done ScienceBee. This will be our first year for ScienceBee as well. What I plan to do is just go through the question packet. And I asked one of our moms, for people who know Bhargav, he did ScienceBee last year, and he went up to quarterfinals in the nationals, which is an awesome accomplishment, because these competitions at the nationals, they are just cutthroat. So I asked her, she said she just used, and that time Bhargav was in 5th grade, and it takes some time to build up that knowledge. So she said, we just used middle school and high school books from her older son. So that's how he got good at science. So my plan is to just use the resources that we have on IAC website. And so they have a lot of life science, biology, earth sscience, space, astronomy. So a lot of generic knowledge also, right? So Wildcrats, which is a PBS show, extremely good. Kids love watching Wildcrats, and they learn about animals and habitat from there. So yeah, we plan to do all of that. Oh, another resource which I will add it after the presentation. I just remembered video Geography Now. It's a fantastic, fun video that kids love. And it talks about various countries, and it actually helps that knowledge stick for the kids, and they can repeat and repeat and watch those videos multiple times. Geography Now, I'll add that to this list. Plug for PTA. PTA is nothing but you and I. We are the ones who are, from our extremely busy schedule with life, kids, festivals, in-laws, moms, parents, aging, everything, aches and pains, we are taking our time and we are trying to make things happen. And again, thanks to our wonderful PTA president, Tina, for having so much opportunity, for making so many opportunities available for our kids. Please try and sign up, join the membership, donate generously, because these programs, the money that you give is directly going to the kids, or indirectly going to kids related activities, be it infrastructure, the new digital marquee that we see now at Synod, that was PTA funds that was donated by parents. Half of it MESD gave and half of it was PTA funds. So all your money is going to good use, stationaries for teachers, etc. So donate generously. You absolutely don't have to be a PTA member to attend any of the practice sessions or to attend presentations like this. But the more people are that are there, the easier it is to have all of these programs. Okay, that's about it. That's what I had to say, and we can go to Q&A. Okay, we have, yeah, so you can unmute yourself and I'm seeing, will you share this deck? Yes. Will you share this deck or the links in it? Yes, this deck, like I mentioned, it's going to be uploaded on the Synod PTA website. And you will have access to the PPT, the recording, and all the links in there. The text will be uploaded. Thank you. Okay, so
Padma, this is Swati. I'll go first.
Yeah.
The question that I have is, during the initial phase of ORQE, is there any grade specific, questions that will come, like you put in that, my kid is in so and so grade, and then questions come accordingly, or is it for everybody the same level of questions?
So 4th grade and under will be one category.
Okay.
So based on your grade, 4th grade and under, this year will be one category. So questions will be accordingly. I would say go to regional, go to the resources on the website, IAC website for GeoBee, and go to regionals and round 1. So kind of, if you prepare for that, right, for sure, ORQE will be easy. And it's extremely hard. I mean, if you're starting, if your kid is in like kindergarten and you're going to start with round 1 of regionals, it's going to be extremely hard. And like me, I didn't know A or B of geography. I even reading the questions, I used to feel so lost. I wouldn't know what is the answer and what is the question. But slowly, as we keep doing it, you will get better at it, because in the end, there are only 195 countries, or at least UN recognized countries on this planet. And in the end, all those clues they want people to answer the questions. They want the kids to eventually get it. Do you get it in the superpower, like in the initial section of the question, which will give you more points? Do you get it in the middle section, or do you get it in the end section? Because end section has like the easiest clue. They'll say California is in what country? So, and the answer would be USA. So they make the clue much easier at the end. So when you start studying for round one, start with the last part of the question, and then work your way up to the middle portion of the question, and then the top. And starting at kindergarten, right? The advantage is you are not under a pressure. You have a lot of time, and it's extremely fun where kids get more engaged. Do it 15 minutes. Just ask, hey, what's the capital? It starts with country, capital, currency. And we think geography is all about country, capital, currency. And there is so much. There is historical geography, how geography had an impact on history. There is physical geography, mountains, rivers, how did they get formed? How are the clouds formed? And then cultural geography. How did geography have an influence on culture? How did Moroccans? Why do Moroccans eat the food that they eat? Why does what is that? The bread that you get in Georgia, kachapuria. So how come kachapuria is the food that they eat in Georgia? So there's cultural. What tribes play what kind of instruments, and what clothing, how geography influences all of that. There is economic geography, trade agreements between countries, and what is the GDP of a country? Why is the GDP what it is? What are the factors influencing the GDP? And so anything that we do can have a geography can have an impact on that. So, and IAC recognizes every single one of this unit, and then recognizes that. So starting early will help not be pressured to learn so much in a short amount of period.
Super helpful. Thanks, Padma.
Yeah. Maybe you already answered while presenting a joint link, just to know if, yes, registration for ORQE for science is already open. Are the science and GeoBee prep sessions for PTA going to be on the same day? Yes. I plan to have the first hour. Can you close the door, please? I plan to have the first hour with geography, and the second hour with science, or the first hour with science and the second hour with geography, or maybe one session that way and one session this way.
I had a question, Padma.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you're breaking up. I can't hear you. We don't hear you at all. Maybe you can type in. Okay. Any other question? If not, we still have 10 minutes for people who want to drop off. They are welcome to. Must kids join both sessions or choose? You can choose whatever you want. You don't have to join both. The PTA is providing practice sessions for GeoBee and ScienceBee, but you can join just whatever your child is interested in. And to make the logistics easier is why we are having it the same day, so that kids, if they want to, then they can do both the same day. How much preparation needed for online exam? Is it better to have practice sessions before going for online exam? Sure. Yeah, you could. Online exams are they're pretty simple, and it is not an indicator of what the eventual competition can be. If you are blank, then I wouldn't, I would say do the practice sessions. But regardless, I think you should go to the website and do a few of those practice. They have the ORQE practice exams. They have, so the ORQE exams are multiple choice questions. It's one-liner and with 4 different answers. So have your child do a few of those. Have your child watch some of the Geography Now videos. Have your child stare at the atlas or the maps. Have the same thing for ScienceBee. Have them do the ORQE and round 1 of a round question packet, and then go from there to kind of get a feel. So if your child is, I don't know what the qualification score is, and I think they keep changing that. They don't announce what the ORQE qualification score is. But I would say if a child is scoring at least, I don't know, it's very hard to say. It's hard to say when you should take the ORQE, because I don't know what the qualification score is. When a child feels comfortable, then yeah, just go ahead and do it. Would the resources provided, book name list and websites, be sufficient to prepare? Yeah, more than enough. And they may just, yeah, I would say they are just for ORQE, it's more than enough. But again, I emphasize for ORQE, go on IAC's website, do the ORQE qualification exams, a few of them, at least 2, 3 before you do the ORQE. And in parallel, you can keep studying with these other books. And another key is just to be interested and curious. And it doesn't come, for some kids, it's very natural. For many kids, it's not natural. The more they get exposed to, the more interested they become. You read the news. Any news that you read, you talk about it in front of them. And then when they hear another related thing, they get so excited and they want to come back and tell you that. Queen Elizabeth death, it was such a big thing, right? Like you can just, even if you just start, oh, you know, she was the only emperor who ruled for such a long time in Great Britain. Oh, where is Great Britain? What is Great Britain? What is, why do they call it England? Why do they call it Scotland? What's Ireland? So all of this, then slowly that curiosity starts building up. Will the link to take ORQE exam be on the slide deck? Yes, it is. It is on the link to registration portal for the ORQE is there. And once you get into that portal, then in that portal, you will see take exam button, I think. I think there are multiple tabs and I think it says take exam. And you will see, you can pick which child you want. The other thing that is helpful is subscribing to newsletters. For me, it was very hard to articulate to a child the news that I would read. So there are sites that cater specifically to kids, right? So that is newsforkids.net. That's an excellent site. They really they really simplify the news item. They give all the important bullet points and they summarize it. And kids like to, kids in the beginning, they slowly start reading that. They'll need reminders, and then slowly it becomes kind of a habit. Hey, what's in the news today? And that's so nice for elementary kids to be aware of what's happening. And newsforkids.net, they kind of tamper down all the negative news and inappropriate news. So this is, I think this website is put out by kids. Oh, thank you. Yeah. And this is just the starting point, right? Like, and even if your child doesn't qualify for ORQE, that is completely fine, because the learning process that you would have had is just an introductory to yourself and your child. You will come out knowing more than what you knew. And that knowledge always is going to be useful. It's not about, hey, you won, hey, you you went this far, it's that you started, you are engaged. So for example, last year we were at the international event. My sixth grader now, and what was so fascinating was they had an event called Task Force. And in that task force, each kids ahead of the competition, and it was a mandatory event, ahead of the competition, they were asked to choose their subjects. There was climate change. The competition was in Vermont. Because of COVID things, they had to change the venue and make it local. They didn't know what other countries' policies would be for travel at that point. So they had changed it to Vermont. They had Vermont city and urban planning, and something related to city. That, and then they had Amazon rainforest, and they had Russia-Ukraine war. These were the topics for task force. And in that, Tejas had Russia-Ukraine. That Russia-Ukraine, imagine such a huge topic, fifth grader taking that up. They had subdivided that topic. Somebody had humanitarian crisis. Somebody had the geographic implications of what it means. Somebody had supply demand impact. Somebody had economic impact. And Tejas had humanitarian crisis. And he had to study what UN is doing, what Europe is doing. Where are the people going? What's the population? What is the migration impact? They had to study all of that and put a PPT together, and each kid would get 5 minutes. So you have to think about how you're going to put that PPT also. So we came up with like an infographic where the picture talks about everything. So and then he has to talk and defend what is the solution that he came up with. So this is just the beginning. The deeper you get, the benefits of something like this is infinite. And it doesn't matter whether it's geography, whether it's history, whether it's math, whether it's science. I think the important thing is for the child to somehow find avenues to get engaged to something. And the quiz format is what I have found for us is like an easy format for them to get hooked onto. I have a couple more minutes. So I think with this looks like I was very clear in my PPT, and we don't have questions. And I will end the recording. What is that? Stop share. Oh, yeah, end recording. It's still, stop recording. Yes.